Yeah. Right now, another dangerous crash strikes Madison's east side. What city leaders want to see happen sooner rather than later. And remembering Gabby Petito as the 22-year-old gets laid to rest, what her father wants you to know about her. Plus, division champs, the Brewers claim the NL Central title and soon have their eyes set on October. That's all coming up at 10. It's been all Packers tonight in San Francisco. Green Bay scored the game's first 17 points. The Packers just minutes away from claiming their second victory of the season. Sports anchor Jordan Reed will have more with the Packers, Brewers, and the Ryder Cup coming up in sports. Multiple people are recovering tonight following yet another high-speed crash along East Wash. This time, it involves a drunk driver and street racing. Adam Duxer explains why one Madison alder says that the city needs to take action before this happens again.
Well, this overnight crash led to the driver in question being arrested for drunk driving, and it's enough to get Alder Brian Benford's blood boiling, especially since this is the second time this week we've had to call him about the dangers on East Wash.
Our very own web editor, Logan Rude, caught the moments after the crash that sent two to the hospital and sent 20-year-old Christopher Huerta to jail after he blew through a red light at East Wash and Blair while he raced against another car.
It's all too familiar. It's all too familiar.
Alder Brian Benford says he's seen enough.
It feels like every weekend we're all waking up to the fact that people are maimed and injured, and sadly people have been killed.
The representative of Madison's 6th district has been trying to figure out a solution for months now. But in that time, 6 pedestrians have died and the racing hasn't stopped.
Until we do really profound things with the street, along with additional traffic enforcement, we're going to continue to see these unsafe behaviors, and we're going to continue to see people hurt and deaths.
He says while Vision Zero is a strong plan, it's one thing to set a speed limit and another to enforce it. And while the 2 people injured in last night's crash are expected to be okay, Benford knows it could have easily been a different story.
It pains me in my heart that this is going on.
He says ideally the city could work to add roundabouts in certain places along East Wash to try and make it more challenging for cars to speed. But that could cost millions and require help from the state. In the meantime, he says it's about convincing drivers like Huerta what they're doing isn't okay.
Until we really get people to recognize that these unsafe behaviors are putting other people at risk, jeopardizing lives. I hate to say that sadly we're going to continue to wake up to this type of tragic news.
Huerta was arrested for operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated, as well as second-degree recklessly endangering safety, among several other citations. Benford says knowing this crash was so easily avoidable is what bothers him the most.
Well, thanks so much. And it's about time to warm up again. And Austin Kopninski is going to join us right now with your certified most accurate forecast.
I mean, even tonight, it's still pretty warm outside overall. But even tomorrow, back up into those upper 70s and low 80s. We're still in the lower 70s right now here in Madison. Currently at 71 degrees. Winds out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, helping to keep those temperatures up, as well as rising dew points. Now, later on tonight, we are still going to cool back down here to the middle 50s, but currently we're in the 60s and 70s. Temperatures are very toasty outside currently. Camp Douglas and Black River Falls, however, they have fallen back down into the middle 50s. Taking a look at some of our dew points, they're on the rise, especially out west. That's where we're starting to see some middle to even upper 50s for those dew points. So it's a good base to see where our temperatures can fall to a little bit later on tonight. So you basically take those temperatures and shift them to the east a little bit. And that's what we're looking at here for our lows later on. 5 to 10 miles per hour for most of us for wind speeds. We are seeing 15 miles per hour in Monroe, a little bit breezier down south, but for the most part, we're looking good to go here tonight. Mostly clear skies, that low of 54 degrees, and that extended forecast still looking exceptional, but we have added a slight chance of a shower. I'll detail when to expect that coming up a little bit later on.
Thanks so much, Austin. Well, a lot of eyes are going to be on Fitchburg tomorrow night when the city's police and fire commission is expected expected to make a hiring recommendation for the department's next police chief. Now, last month, the commission narrowed down their search to two. Vic Siebenek is a police captain with Salt Lake City Police in Utah, and Alfonso Morales is a former Milwaukee police chief. You might remember Morales when he was demoted last year over approval of using tear gas and pepper spray during the protests in Milwaukee. But a judge threw out that demotion, and city council members approved a $600,000 settlement. Well, the Rindell Park encampment on Madison's east side has gotten a lot of mixed reviews from people in the city, with some in its neighborhood wanting it gone. But a group that gathered today at the park was a mix of volunteers, advocates, and people who've experienced homelessness. Now, they've been working together to bring a sense of humanity to those that call the encampment home.
To show the people that are living and surviving here that there is hope and that people care about them, because that's all people really want, is to know that they're cared about.
Organizers today say the city has abandoned those calling the park home. Earlier this month, Madison's Common Council passed a resolution to have the encampment moved to a new space on Dairy Drive. Well, next tonight, President Biden's sweeping economic agenda appears to be in limbo. Tomorrow is the deadline. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi set for a vote, but she won't bring the $3.5 trillion bill to the floor until she has enough support.
You cannot choose the date. You have to go when you have the votes in a reasonable time, and we will.
We are not going to leave anyone behind. You know, we're not going to leave behind women who desperately need childcare. We're not going to leave behind taking on climate change and taking urgent action. We're not going to leave behind public housing. We're not going to leave behind immigrants.
The infrastructure bill isn't the only looming deadline for Democrats this week. Congress has until Thursday to pass legislation to avoid another government shutdown. Well, this is a new video tonight from Montana where officials are investigating the site of an Amtrak derailment. Now, 3 people died after 8 cars went off the rails yesterday afternoon. Montana's governor says that he's proud to see his state come together to help those victims.
That resiliency shone bright here in Chester yesterday, with neighbors stepping up and helping neighbors and strangers in need.
Officials will not rule out any potential causes for now, but say the track conditions have historically been a cause for train accidents.
Should we all be prepared that we all will need to go get boosters every single year?
I want to emphasize that our goal right now is to stay ahead of the virus. We want to boost now so we don't end up in a vulnerable place. But your question is an important one, and it's one we don't necessarily have the answer for yet.
Well, that was the CDC director, who is among a host of health experts who don't know just yet if we're going to have to keep getting COVID booster shots. But millions of Americans right now are eligible for it. Now, late last week, the CDC signed off on a series of recommendations made by an advisory committee agreeing to booster shots. Now, should they be offered to people 65 and up? Well, the shots are also available for people 18 and older with underlying health conditions and those whose job put them at risk. We have a list of some of those commonly asked questions about boosters and the vaccines on our website right now. Just download our Channel 3000 News app. Well, family, friends, and strangers gathered at a New York funeral home today to celebrate the life of Gabby Petito. She was found dead in Wyoming a week ago. Now, her fiance is still the focus of a nationwide manhunt. CBS News' Tom Hansen reports.
Mourners lined up outside a New York funeral home to say goodbye to Gabby Petito a week after her body was recovered in Wyoming. Gabby's father, Joe, spoke about his 22-year-old daughter's adventurous spirit.
She always wanted to go out and do stuff, whether it was scuba diving with her, with her uncle, myself, or hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Petito said he wants people to be inspired by how Gabby treated others, offering these now haunting words of advice.
If there's a relationship that you're in that might not be the best thing for you, leave it now.
Sunday's memorial here in Long Island was open to the public. Petito grew up just minutes away and lived here before moving to Florida to be with her fiancé, Brian Laundrie. The massive manhunt for Laundrie entered a second week as searchers continued to comb through some 24,000 acres of a Florida wildlife reserve. The engaged couple's cross-country travels were well documented on social media, but troubled times like this Utah traffic stop were also captured. This 911 call came just before.
We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Laundrie returned home alone after Gabby's family reported her missing. He refused to help authorities in the search. Now police want to question him about Petito's disappearance. He's also wanted for alleged debit card fraud in the aftermath. Tom Hinton, CBS News, Holbrook, New York.
Petito's death was ruled a homicide, but authorities haven't said yet how she died. Well, the Badgerland Girl Scouts have a new home. After the break, we're going to take you inside their brand new leadership center. Plus, it's not too late to support breast cancer research. We're going to tell you how you can help next.
Clean, safe, fun. I wanted it all when we needed daytime care for Mom. But Grace's new adult day center is so nice. Now she goes twice a week while I'm at work and loves it.
A Grace, caring every step of the way. More than ever, America needs healthcare workers. So if you're ready to answer the call, Herzing University empowers you to earn the skills you need for all kinds of healthcare careers, including programs that can be completed in 10 months. Accredited and transfer-friendly, Herzing provides the personal care and support you need to succeed. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. Your nation needs healthcare workers. Join the movement at Herzing University. Call or click today.
Incomparable design makes it beautiful. State-of-the-art technology makes it brilliant. The Lexus NX with pedestrian detection, lane departure alert, and Amazon Alexa compatibility. Standard. Experience the crossover in its most visionary form.
Lease the 2021 NX300 for $389 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
USAA is made for the safe pilots. For Mac, who can come to a stop with barely a bobble. Lucia, who announces her intentions even if no one's there. And Sergeant Moore, who leaves room for her room. With USAA Safe Pilot, when you drive safe, you can save up to 30% on your auto insurance. Get a quote and start saving. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
With Dad's arthritis, he struggles with housework and bathing, so I called A Grace. Yes, A Grace. With their age-at-home service, Dad gets the help he needs to stay independent at home.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Car theft seems to be out of control, but what's inside the car can be an even bigger threat.
I think it's very, very dangerous.
News 3 Now investigates this growing problem. Find out what you can do to help stop it. Monday at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Here's a question for you. Have you ever wanted to own a bridge? Well, the Wisconsin DOT says you can. 3 historic bridges from Highway 130 in Richland County are being offered to the public for free. But there's a catch. You're going to be able to have to move the bridge from its current location and preserve its historic integrity. Now, the 80-years-old bridges are set to be replaced in 2024. The Badgerland Girl Scouts have a brand new home. The group hosted a new house opening today at its new leadership center on Madison's east side. The new space has a STEM lab, media room, dance studio, and kitchen. Leaders say this site will allow the girls to form better bonds with one another.
We're just excited that this space is convenient, it's meaningful, and it's going to be an opportunity for our girls as well as our adults to come create magic together.
The Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Badgerland Council serves 23 counties in the south central and southwest parts of the state. Well, next at 10, thousands of people are walking at their own pace and in their own way in the name of hope today. The annual More Than Pink Walk was once again virtual, and our Christina Laurie has more on how it went.
Even if you missed this morning's walk, there's still a way you can make a difference, and local breast cancer survivors are hoping you will. Year after year, Rhonda Hilmerhausen tops the list as Susan G. Komen's biggest local fundraiser, routinely collecting tens of thousands of dollars for breast cancer research. But even she didn't feel comfortable asking people for money during a pandemic.
I felt selfish asking, even though it wasn't for me, personally.
For Rhonda, the reason she's such a big supporter of Komen is personal. She fought and beat breast cancer. So did her sister. That's why every year they walk. But like many, this time she wasn't able to raise.
It was just really hard for me to ask people to give when they themselves are struggling just to pay bills and rent.
Rhonda isn't alone. While the highest income earners were 20% more likely to give last year, 2/3 of donors either decreased or stopped volunteering.
Even though breast cancer doesn't take a break, I get that.
That's why passionate people like Rhonda want you to know there are free ways you can give.
They can give their time, for one thing.
Whether it's volunteering to fold the T-shirts Komen sends to its donors, or asking your neighbor if you can watch her kids while she spends a few hours at treatment, no gesture is too small to make a big difference. You often hear that every donation makes a difference, but Komen really means that. Every donation really does add up. So if you'd like to give, you can find all of the information you need to know up on our website. Reporting for News 3 Now, I'm Christina Laurie.
News 3 Now is a proud sponsor of the More Than Pink Walk. You can find all the links to donate on our website, channel3000.com. Just a reminder, if you have any new or used children's coats sitting around, we're going to take them. There's still time to take part in our Coats for Kids clothing drive. All you have to do is drop off your coats at any Madison area Clinky Cleaners by October 9th. Well, you're not going to need a coat outside for this week. Austin joins us now with your weather.
That's exactly right. No coats needed, no raincoats needed either. We are seeing an abundance of sunshine, staying mild throughout this next week and into the following weekend, and generally staying dry, but we have introduced a slight chance to see a passing shower. I'll have details on that a little bit later on. For right now, the Doppler track, we could throw that away. There's just nothing happening as we are looking to stay dry with mostly clear skies tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, temperatures are going to warm right back up into those upper 70s and even some lower 80s, and it does show that Janesville and Monroe actually could even touch on some middle 80s. So heating things up for some of us right here in Madison. We are looking at those upper 70s and potentially lower 80s like what we saw today. Much of the same situation here over these next few days where temperatures are going to reach upper 70s, low 80s, low temperatures generally right around the 50s. Taking a look at our rain chances, and we have introduced that slight chance of a passing shower on Sunday. I'm getting excited about this because other than that, there's just nothing happening right now. So we are getting excited about a little bit of a chance to see a passing shower with just how dry it's been. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook shows, well, much of the same. Towards the end of this forecast, staying a little bit drier than average, and that holds true with our forecast as well. Current temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Camp Douglas and Black River Falls both sitting at about 55 degrees, so they're some of our cooler spots right now, but for most of us, it's still a very mild start to our night, and we are going to cool back down here to the middle 50s a little bit later on. 24-hour temperature change does show a massive difference, however. We're a good 10 to 20 degrees warmer right now than where we were here just, again, not too long ago. High temperature trend, that does show a little bit of a cool down here towards the end of this forecast as we are going to cool back down into the middle, even lower 70s here by the end of this forecast. Hopefully, we can keep that going. We can keep that trend going, but our dew points on the rise a little bit. Nothing of concern, but again, that is going to keep our low temperatures a little bit more elevated. Extended forecast now, that is going to show that slight chance to see a shower here on Sunday, but that's just about it. Slight chance of a passing shower. Doesn't even need a rain icon there on Sunday because most of the day still going to be pretty sunny with a high of 73. Just that small chance to see a passing shower. Forecast could change here with the back half with added rain chances, but right now we're still looking really dry overall.
All right, as awesome as this weather forecast is, the coolest moment just happened because in my ear I could hear someone saying, "Let's go," as Mason Crosby just hit the game-winning 51-yard field goal.
I saw you cheering over here. I did.
So, yeah, all of us Packer fans are rejoicing, but are some of these weather conditions going to change, or is it looking pretty nice throughout the rest of the week, you think?
It's looking really good, especially throughout this next work week and into that weekend, but then afterwards we could still see a few changes, but early looks beautiful right now.
Sorry, I'm really excited right now. Thanks so much, Austin. Well, kids are often told to aim high, but today members of an aviation-based group went just a step further, teaching young girls how to fly. Anna Hansen has more.
inspiring girls to take flight in a field dominated by men.
It's really important for girls to understand that this is an option for them.
That's the mission behind Women in Aviation. Today, the Four Lakes chapter of the group held their 3rd annual Girls in Aviation event, inviting young girls to come and learn the ins and outs of the airline industry from the pros.
Even as a child, I never thought of it.
Last year's event had to be held virtually, which organizers say put a bit of strain on their planning. This year, they're grateful to be back.
It was very tricky doing it online and not nearly as fun for us.
According to data from the Federal Aviation Administration, women make up only 8.4% of pilots and only around 33% of air traffic controllers. Panel member Susan Schwab says she wants those stats to change.
I hope that girls can just look at all the possibilities they have for their lives and not narrow it down to just a few things.
Schwab says visibility is key in encouraging girls to pursue fields like aviation.
When I first started flying, I looked high and low for a female pilot. For me, I just had to meet one to know that I could do it.
And today's participants are getting plenty of motivation to reach for the stars.
I want to be an astronaut when I grow up.
8-year-old Lauren has been interested in flying for a while now, so this event seemed like a pretty good fit.
I thought it would be really cool to see all the airplanes. I've learned a lot. I've learned a bunch of things.
It's the hope of Women in Aviation members like Schwab that girls like Lauren feel capable of pursuing their dreams all the way up to the sky.
Just the exposure and just being able to see female pilots and know it's a possibility.
In Middleton, Anna Hansen, News 3 Now.
You can learn more about Four Lakes chapter of Women in Aviation and its upcoming events by visiting their Facebook page. Well, the Brewers are NL Central champs once again. We're going to hear from the MVP next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This is Ford Truck Month. Time to take a ride in the all-new 2021 Ford F-150 with an available 12-inch touchscreen, an available interior work surface, and for powerful performance on demand, a class-exclusive available Pro-Power onboard mobile generator. These are America's best-selling trucks. This is Ford Truck Month. Inventory levels are coming back up, making Truck Month the time to get an F-150 with 0 for 72 and 1,000 retail order bonus.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
This is Iowa. We just haven't been properly introduced. Say hello to the place where rolling hills meets low bills, where our fields, inside and out, are always growing, and where the fun is just getting started. This is Iowa. So, when are you coming to see us?
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
or Freon for your AC. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call out Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
Green Bay going on short rest for their second primetime game of the season. Out west facing the undefeated 49ers for their home opener. Tonight also marks Aaron Rodgers' 200th game, and what a game it was. It just wrapped up moments ago, and it came down to the final minute. After the 49ers score 3 touchdowns in the second half to take the lead, Mason Crosby hits a 51-yard field goal to put the game away. Packers edge the 49ers 30-28, moving to 2-1 on the season. It only seems fitting that after a pretty up-and-down homestand, the Brewers clinched the NL Central title in the final home game of the regular season. Now, knowing what this day could mean, Brewers get to work early against the Mets. Down by a run, the team's difference maker, Willy Adames, cranks a 2-run homer to put them on top, his 24th of the season. And from there, the crew never trails again. And when the game starts to get tight in the 6th, Adames and a throwing error by the Mets, that plates another run. Brewers double up on the Mets, winning 8-4. They complete the 3-game sweep and ultimately locking up the division title.
Pretty awesome. We had a little bit of something each day, and ups and downs for the whole homestand, and we played well enough to get ourselves a spot and get the job done.
It's not all easy. It's not going to be, you're not going to get the result you want every single day. But we put ourselves in a great position, and we earned all that. And then we came out this weekend and took it.
But before the series finale with the Mets, the Brewers held a special retirement ceremony for Ryan Braun. Braun sported blue and gold for 14 years before announcing his retirement just a couple weeks ago. His name is etched into Brew Crew history, being a 6-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger, 2011 NL MVP, the Brewers' all-time home run leader, plus a leader in almost every offensive category for the team.
Having the opportunity to celebrate with the front office, the ownership group, teammates, coaches, managers, I think that's always what makes the grind this game sometimes feels like worthwhile. So as I reflect back, certainly that's the thing that I will have enjoyed the most, that will always stand out the most to me.
And up at Whistling Straits, after a dominant performance this weekend, Team USA clinches the Ryder Cup. Colin Morikawa helping USA get closer to winning all day, but he finally seals the deal right here by getting the half point. USA set the bar on Friday and led by 6 points coming into the final day. A huge win for Team USA, as Europe has won 4 of the last 5 and 7 of the last 10 cups.
For the United States official, the cup is back in the United.
A Sunday ritual checking to see where college football teams stack up in the AP's top 25 rankings following game day. For the first time this season, Wisconsin is out. Now, after a blowout 41-13 loss to ranked Notre Dame just yesterday, the Badgers are no longer in the top 25. Fighting Irish put up 31 points in the 4th, which started with a 96-yard return. Now the Badgers need to regroup ahead of their matchup with 14th ranked Michigan on Saturday. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. While the other guys may limit your options, at US Cellular, you choose any phone and we make it free. That's right, visit our store and any phone you see is free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month and get the most out of our state-of-the-art network, wherever you choose to go. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Can you get this? I don't have my wallet.
Oh, really? It's funny how that always happens.
Yeah, it's funny.
With BMO Harris, you don't need your wallet. You can get money from any BMO ATM using your phone.
Uh-oh, looks like someone can buy their own tacos.
You can also pay them back with Zelle.
So many ways for you to pay.
Awesome.
Order for BMO.
Ooh, tacos, banking. Some things are made to be mobile.
That feeling you get when your phone is your wallet. That's the BMO effect. And right now, open a new BMO Harris account online in just 5 minutes.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Get great offers from GM Financial and $1,750 cash allowance on Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Clean, safe, fun. I was hoping daytime care for Mom would be like that. Grace's new center is so nice. Now, caring for Mom is so much easier.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace Supportive Care came to see me. It was a Grace, but it wasn't hospice.
When you're ready for hospice, you want a Grace. They helped make my dad's last weeks comfortable, calm. It was beautiful.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
You know, if a company like Gruber Law has been here for 30 plus years, that they're here for a reason.
They truly treated me like family.
I felt really good about things, knowing that I had the best possible people helping me with it.
They were great. They were by my side through the entire case. I called Gruber and they took care of everything for me.
If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I know who would help me. I know who I could count on. And that's Gruber Law Offices.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
A 177-pound pumpkin. That's a whole lot of pumpkin. It's now the biggest in Wisconsin state history. Altoona hosted the River Prairie Ginormous Pumpkin Festival this weekend. Pumpkin growers from around the state showed off their giant gourds, and people at the festival also enjoyed the pumpkin-themed activities like pumpkin runs and pumpkin decorating. That is huge.
It's massive. It always shocked me how whenever they grow that large as well, they never are perfect circles or perfect picturesque pumpkins. They're always flat on the bottom because there's so much weight that it has to go somewhere, right?
I never thought I'd use the word adjective. The adjective majestic to describe a pumpkin. Right. That's a majestic pumpkin.
Yeah,
that was
honestly,
unbelievable.
They were lined up in the row there too, looking nice.
They had some good weather today though, so.
Beautiful, beautiful forecast. Tonight's low 54 degrees with mostly clear skies. Not as cool as what we have seen these last few nights. And then that extended forecast does include a slight chance of a shower here on Sunday. Otherwise, we have nothing but sunshine.
Thanks so much for joining us, Madison. That's all we have for tonight.